Hey, what's up guys? It's Joshua and today I'm going to be showing you how to do this Thor effect where he summons both the hammer and the axe in endgame. And this is the final effect we're going to be creating. As you can see, what's going on is there's lightning coming down, his eyes start to glow. He catches both of the weapons. The only thing it's missing is the lightning coming off of his body and the lightning and the fire kind of effect that's on his axe. The reason I didn't add this because there's a guy on YouTube called Film Learning. He's already created a good tutorial on how to do that lightning that grows on the body. So you might as well just check out his video. He does a great video explaining how to make it and follow that. And then if you go back to it, I'm going to be trying to figure out a separate tutorial on how to do like the fire that grows on the axe. So in this tutorial, I'm just going to show you how to do the eyes glowing, catch the weapons, and the lightning. Alright. So what you want to do is when you film your footage, you're going to film it in reverse. So the way this footage works is you're going to have your arms out with both of your weapons. And then you're going to throw one away. Throw the other one away. Keep your arms out and then slowly lower them. The reason I'm going in reverse is because I already put the footage in reverse and then rendered it out. I recommend doing the same thing, is just getting your footage, reversing it, and then rendering it out like this. So now you have this scene where your arms go up and you catch your weapons. Just like that. It's easier to do this than going in the other way, unless you can make no eye contact and catch both of the weapons, but you can do whatever you like. So you get the footage, drop it into the comp, and there it is. It's already in reverse, like I said. If you don't know how to do it, you just right click, time, and then time reverse layer. So the first thing we're going to do is the eyes. We're going to make the eyes glow. So you can find the first frame, but my head's down, so I decided to go to the last frame. You want to click on the footage, come up here to the circle mask, click ellipse, and then you just want to create a mask around your face. Go down here where it says add and change it to none. This is so the mask isn't actually affecting anything. And then you just want to move this mask so it's the size of your face. And then over here it'll come up a tracker. If you don't have it, go up to Windows, Workspace, and then change it to Essentials or anything. Or you can actually come down here and just add the tracker on it. So if I click the mask again, the layer, and then the mask, it'll have the face tracking. You want to change it to face tracking details. And then since I'm on the last frame, I want to track backwards. Once the track is done, you'll see there's a couple points on your face, and those are now tracked to your face. And like your pupils, your outer eyes, your eyebrows, mouth, nose, and stuff like that. We're going to minimize that, and we're going to create a new adjustment layer. This adjustment layer is going to be the white part of the eye, so I'm going to call it white eye. And from there, I'm going to press P on for position to come up and go in the main footage, go to the right eye and double click on it, and the expression will come up here. What you want to do is hold Alt, press the position, and the expression will come up. Grab the pickwick, go to right pupil and let go, and the expression will transfer into here, and then click elsewhere, and then you can minimize it. So what that does, if we put down fill, make it white, this is going to be tracked to our eye. We're going to lower the opacity, so if you press T on the keyboard, opacity will come up, and you're going to do a quick mask around the pupil. Like that. And you can the opacity up, press F on the keyboard to feather the edges a little bit. Keep it at 5 for now. And then we're going to change it from normal to add. And there is sometimes when your track isn't going to work as well. There's a part right here where you can see it drops. If you go frame, it drops and then it's lower. So to fix that, you can go, if you press M on the keyboard, press mask path. So there it's fine. So if you click on the keyframe, go down, and then if you press V on the keyboard to get out of your mask, you can select all of them and then move it up. Now it's back to where it needs to be. So I recommend going through your whole track and fixing up anything that does happen like this. The better it looks, the more realistic it'll be. You can see here at the end too, you start to close, or I start to close my eye. So I'm gonna add another keyframe, go a couple frames forward. This time I want to just select just the points, and then make it a bit smaller. It's like this. And you can see that getting smaller and smaller. Now the eye opens up and then track. Alright. Next thing we want to do is we want to duplicate that. We're going to change the name from right blue eye. And we can turn off the fill for now. And we're going to press P, go back to main, double click on the expression again. We're going to press Alt and then Alt again just to get rid of the old one, or you can just delete it. Grab the pickwick and go to right or outer eye. Click elsewhere. And now we have turn the fill on. And change this from add to soft light. We'll have a mask here. But what we want to do is go to the last frame, press M on the keyboard, delete the mask, and we want to press G on the keyboard to get a new mask. Turn off that one. And then this is going to be the actual outside of the eye. So you want to mask out the whole eye. We want to feather that a bit. Mask. And press T on the keyboard to up the opacity again. For this one, we're going to make it blue. So I usually found 200, 85, and 95. Kind of the sweet spot for me. And then we can add a glow. And for the glow, all I did was bring down the threshold all the way. And then glow intensity, put it to 0.2. So now we have blue. And if we turn the white back on, we have the inner part. And from here, the blue is a bit too saturated, so if you add a tint and then drop it to like 15, 10%, 20%, it kind of keeps it not as blue. If you want to have more to it, you can feather the edge. And then if you also want more blue, you could press M on the keyboard twice, band the mask, say 2 pixels, then feather it even more. I'm gonna get the white, and I'm just gonna lower the opacity just few. Alright, so then you just have to do the same thing with the eye. So the easiest way is just duplicate the white, bring it to the top, press P on the keyboard, bring the main. You don't want the right eye, you want the left eye this time. Double click on it, press position, bring the drop down, highlight the whole thing, and you're gonna go to left eye, left pupil. Bring it down. Go to the very last frame. You can use this mask. I just like creating a new one each time. So lower the opacity again so you can see it. Create a mask. Then do that. So I'm gonna skip over this part to speed it up because you just have to do the same thing you did with that one. And then yeah. Alright, now you can see the eyes. Eyes attract to it. And good. I just gotta fix up this eye, and that's with the mask I said. So if you press both of them, you can press M on the keyboard. Go to when your eyes start to look down. So press keyframe on each, and then start to go to press the separate ones here. Wait. This is when they're gonna start to come in, so it doesn't have to be too precise. But the more time you spend on it, the better it will look. Alright. So I'm gonna press all the eyes by holding Shift, minimize those. Press T when I want the eyes to come in full. So set a keyframe. The weight I'm gonna change back to 90. Leave it at that. And then we just want them to fade in, so change these to 0. Now we'll have eyes slowly fade in. It looks like it's popping up, but that's just my pupils. They do look down and then they look up, and since it's tracked to the pupils, it's gonna have that movement. Alright. Then the next thing we want to do is we actually want to roto this out. So I've already done this before, so I have my footage here that's already rotoed out. And you don't have to roto out the whole thing. This is just for your lightning. So I did a roto, rendered it out so it's a lot quicker. You don't need your full body, you just kind of need from like your waist up. And this is just going to be for the lightning, so it hits this and then it doesn't wrap around. So you can see here that the lightning hits it and then goes behind. And we're actually going to use this as a lightning. So to do roto, you just duplicate your footage, bring it up to the top, easiest. Press the roto brush, which is this one here, and double click on the footage, and you just want to select it, and then go to the next frame, and make sure you don't have any of this stuff here. So it's just the body. Right. Then you just gotta do that for your whole body. It takes a little bit of time, but that's what roto is. Anyways, here's the rotoed out version of me. And what we want to do is we want to drop the advanced lightning on it. And I'm actually going to turn off the eyes. And the first thing we want to do is change the glow settings. So 0 and 0. It'll change to 1, but that's okay. We want the lightning to stay as directional. And for the conductivity, we're going to add a little expression. So if you hold Alt and click on it, it brings up the thing. Press time and then type in 0.5. And click there, and this is just going to add so the lightning moves over time. That. Right. For the core settings, we want this to be animated as well, so I'm going to go press Alt again, press time, bracket, or no, not time, wiggle, bracket. I'm going to do 2 and 2, and close bracket. The reason that came up is because I capitalized the W. Expressions usually don't like capitals, so let's change that. And what this is going to do is you can see it'll fade in sometimes, get really bright, and then sometimes it'll even fade almost to darkness. I like that. Alright. So we want to shrink that. Next one is turbulence. We don't want it to be as like wavy as this, so I like to drop it down to 0.8. Forking, I increase to 50. We want a lot of those strands. And then decay is 0.15. So, or decay, sorry. So it has the long strands. And then for expert settings, we want to do minimum forking distance. We want to increase this to like 200. This is so it gets rid of the tiny ones but keeps the nice long ones. And then forking strength, I like to drop it down to like 60. Press Alt, and do wiggle, 4 and 40. So this just animates the strands will go in and out kind of thing. And then from there, shrink that. And that'll be good for right now. I rotate this. I did rotate this layer. So if you press R, mine's rotated, so it's 0. So it's great again. We want to minimize that, and then we want to go to the main, and we want to track some things. So if you track the arm, the lightning can hit the arm, and then it'll move up with it. You can see in the example, when my arms come up, the lightning is tracked to it. You can see the lightning, yeah, moves up with the arms. Go back to our comp, go to main footage, come up to animation, track a Mocha. You can use the point tracker, but Mocha is always the better choice. Yes, if that comes up. And you just want to find a spot on your body where you want the lightning to strike and hit you. So I do this a couple times, so I'm going to do one here on my chest. And I'm going to change so it's just the position, like the translation that we want. So I'm going to track backwards. And then I want to move to the keyframe, and then I want to track forwards. That's what I did there. Alright, so you can see there's the little spline, and it's tracked to my body pretty well. So we want to export the tracking data. So copy to clipboard, back to After Effects, right click, new. Oh, not camera. Right click, new, null. In this null, we want to go to the beginning, and then press Control V. And now we'll have this track data on our body here. So you want to do this a few times. You can do them anywhere you want. So right click, spline, delete, go to the pen tool, and then I'll have one for my shoulder here. Make sure you check out scale, rotation, so it's just the translation. And then yeah, you just track forward. And I did it for the example. I did it 2 on my body and then 2 or 1 on each arm. And it seemed to work fine. All right. So I'm going to speed this up and show you after what I've created. Well, that stuff is working. I want to thank you guys for subscribing to my channel and helping me out. Created a bunch of new tutorials for effects like Thor landing, cars, guns that have moving camos. I've been focusing on a little bit of Lego stuff and stuff like that, and there's even a Hulk transforming effect. So I appreciate you guys checking out my channel, subscribing, and yeah, let's get back to the tutorial. Alright, so you can see I have 4 nulls here. I have one for the top part of my body, lower, and each of the arms. I just named them just know what they are. And all they are is just track data to the movement of the hands. And it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't even need to be close to perfect. It's still going to work out. I'm going to change this logo to lightning layer. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the lightning. Go to effect so we can see it. And we're going to parent the direction to it. So the first one I'm going to do is the left arm, or the right arm, sorry. So I'm going to press P. Go up to the lightning, hold Alt on the direction so the direction comes up, drop to position, and let go. And now you can see that the lightning follows the movement kind of where my arm is. And then to fix the top here, you just click Advanced Lightning, bring it up, and this is where you can change the pivot. So I'm going to kind of put it on direction, click on it, and you can see it goes through the body. And to prevent that, I'm going to go to Alpha Obstacle and just increase this. I'm going to put it to 25 just to be safe. And then Terminal Threshold, drop that down to 10. I'll make sure that it doesn't move. Now you can see the lightning. It's being tracked to the hand and it's moving and it's not going through the body. And before you want to do anything else, you want to change the color. So 200, 85, and 95 was the sweet spot I found. I'm gonna make that a bit darker. With 1, 85. Oops. Sorry about that. And to add a little bit more variation, you can alt press on the origin, press wiggle, bracket, do 3, 20 bracket. What this does is the pivot point up here, lightning. This thing here won't stay still and it'll shake around. So it adds a little bit more variation so the lightning's not always coming from the same point as much. If you want to increase it, you can, but I found this works just as well. What we're going to do is duplicate the lightning, and we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to put it on the left arm. So if you press direction, actually if you come down on the left arm, press P, put lightning 2, press direction, press Alt, press Alt again, have the pick whip, and bring it down to position, and then click somewhere else. Then you can see the lightning's coming from the same spot, and to change that, you can just come up here, grab it, and then move it. You can't move the one down here because that's parent to the null. So that's why when you track or have your tracking data, you want to choose the spot where you want the lightning to strike. So I'm going to put it around here. So there we go. And then you just want to do that as many times as you want. So I'm going to add another one, direction, come to body, press P, grab it, come down to position. Oh, that's the wrong one. Body. Now this one's trying to get it to the body. So you can move this where you want. Over here. Alright, you can see I just kept the 4. I like the 4, and they're all going in, they're all moving, all sticking to the body and being tracked. And from here what we want to do is this is kind of a personal preference, it's not, you don't have to do it, is I like adding the wipe coming down. So if you go to one of them and do linear wipe, change this to 0, and solo it. And if you animate the transition, you can see that you have it at 100. So let me just put the keyframe, drop the keyframe, click player, press U so you can see them. Go like 3 frames forward by just pressing page down, and then animate this. Come down, I'll add a keyframe, and then go 1 more frame up, and then go all the way to 0%. So you can see the lightning strokes down, and you can just add a bit of feather. Doesn't look sharp. Now you have the lightning kind of coming down like that. And then from there, you just copy linear wipe, paste it to the other lightning layers. Press U on all of them. And then you can just kind of position these where you want the lightnings. Right, check them all on. They'll all come down at different times. You don't need to, I just think it makes it look a little bit more dynamic and the effect looks a little bit better, but it's all personal preference. Then we're going to minimize those and we're going to comp this in. So what I like to do is duplicate the main footage, and you want to hold Control, press the nulls that you created, and then all the lightning layers, right click, recompose, and I'm going to name this lightning. And we're going to go inside, right click on the main, and then change it to the guide layer. The reason we put this in here is if you want to change the lightning, this wasn't in here, you wouldn't have any idea how to change it. So just having it here kind of helps. And since it's a guide layer, it won't affect anything in this comp. Right. Let me minimize a few of these things here. Oh, there we go. We got the lightning, get the footage. Everything looks good. Go back to the main footage, and this is where we're going to add the glow to the lightning. So first thing I like to do is add a solid composite. Change it to black. Change the transfer mode to add. And we want to add a glow. The way I like doing the glow is the first one, I like keeping it how it is for the time. Changing this to 0.2. And the radius at 10 is not bad for now. You want to duplicate it by Control D. Then increase the radius to 25. Duplicate the glow again. And then change it to like 150. So it gets like the soft edges. If your glows doesn't look like this, make sure you're in 32-bit. So if you hold Alt, you can click on these. And 32-bit always makes the glows look a lot better. Go back to the lightning. Minimize the glow solid composite. And I'm gonna add hue and saturation. Let's drop it ever so slightly. This is also for preference if you like. This is a vector blur. So if you add it, it makes the lightning, if you increase it quite a bit, makes the lightning look almost like sharper and like dynamic. I don't know how to explain that, so I like to add it just a little bit. So like 3 for example. You don't notice it a whole lot, but I think it just adds that a little bit more. And then from there, that's the lightning. And you want to duplicate the lightning by Control D in the comp. I'm gonna name this the white light. I spelled that wrong, but that's okay. You want to delete the hue and saturation. Get the glows up there. Add a tint. And you can drop the tint above the glows. Or is it after? No, it's after the glows. And then you want to add a fast blur. So it expands it a little bit. I'm going to change it to like 3. 2. And then I just want to lower the opacity of this. This is just to add the white in the middle. Make your lightning actually look like lightning. And you can fool around with the saturation again. Make it look blue. And then you now have lightning coming down. And if you turn back on the eyes, you'll have the eyes. And from here, what I like doing is coming up to the comp, and this is called main footage 5. That's not what it should call it. Let's just say main comp. Spell everything right. Main comp 4. And when you find it, you want to bring it into a new composition. And composition setting. This was shot at 4K, but I downscaled it to 2K for the tutorial to speed it up. But then what you can do if you shoot in 4K is bring it down to 1920 by 1080. And then this gives you room to scale and position things. So if you want to animate the scale and position, just hold Shift and press S and P. Find the spot you want. I like that. That'll be the last frame. Add a keyframe. Go to the beginning. Scale it out. Position it. So now we have a camera movement moving forward. All the lightning's coming down. And then you can add a shake. I just have this thing from Sapphire plugins, and it's as shake. And it's like a camera movement. There's a bunch of things online. You can do expressions like wiggle, but I just found this is the easiest. So if you put that to 0.1, lower that. You can even animate this by hand, like say if you want just camera movement. And this is what we've created. You can see there's a bit of camera movement, just kind of shaking back and forth. Not a whole lot. You can add as much as you like. We have the lightning coming down. If you find the lightning's too twitchy or anything, you can go to the lightning settings. Find which one it is. So this one, for example. And you can decrease the forking, say if you want to like 40. Change them all to 40 if you like. And this helps so you don't have as many of the strands coming down. And back. You can just play with the turbulence, the decay, even expert settings. Lower this down so you don't have as much. It is an expression, so you just have to lower it, but all work. And yeah, that's pretty much how you do this. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna be focusing on how to do the fire and how to make it look as real as possible. I tried in this tutorial, but it would make the tutorial too long. So this is the end of it here, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe and leave a like or a comment, and yeah, have a good day. Bye.